Good day to you. Welcome to the Words of Wisdom. Welcome to my channel. Beautiful Monday, start of a week. Lovely. Today has been really good in terms of what sort of energy is around us. Very potent energy right now. Last time I did a reading, we did a spell of awakening. Today, we're going to do a spell for my dream life. I want you to listen to the words. If you want to pause it and write it down and keep it, because it's such a lovely little blessing, really. And then we're going to just ask Spirit what the guidance is for this week. What is happening for us before this 8/8 portal, which is going to be the culmination of this really crazy change in energy and transformation we've been talking about anyway for a good few days. I hope you've had a good weekend. So let's get into it. We're going to obviously have our runes as well. We've got a nice view. We've got the Witch's Tarot cards. We've also got the Angel Intuitive cards. I was called to take these down because there's some beautiful colour associated with the way we feel. I've got my light green on today, which is often associated with healing and also the heart chakra. So love seems to be quite good in terms of loving yourself, that inner work that you're doing for yourself. I've also got some new tarot cards here as well. Not tarot cards, little oracle cards that will have specific types of meanings that we all play with as well, to see what our guidance is, what it is, the messages that Spirit are giving us today. So let's do it. Are you ready? My dream life. My dream life come to me. In vibrant colours let me see. Visions bright and futures clear. Draw my deepest desires near. With the stars as my witness and the moon to oversee, my dream life unfolds by my decree. In the rhythm of the universe, in harmony and key, grant me the life I long to lead. So mote it be and blessed be. So the key is what we are going to be gifted very soon, this week, for our Lionsgate portal. I'm hearing go back to last year's Lionsgate, so I need to do that. I'm going to have a little look through my journals in that regard, because it's very potent energy. And right now, starting today, that energy is building. And I've had a really emotional day yesterday, and going into this morning, I needed some guidance, I needed some help. And it's very important when you are on this journey, this spiritual journey, this awakening, and when this energy becomes too much, to find your mentors, to find your guides, your guidance, to open yourself to receive the help that you need, because Spirit will always deliver. Do me, always, and so quickly as well. This morning I went for a lovely walk and I was listening to my affirmations, and right there on my pathway, right in front of me, was this most beautiful, perfect feather. And I knew without a shadow of a doubt it was a message from Spirit after what I sort of was going through and feeling. It comes to you really to shake you up, to get you thinking. Triggers are just lessons. And you know what is opposite a trigger? A glimmer. And that's what I felt today. It's sort of, this lovely and then this sort of not so good. It's this sort of in out feel. So it's a bit of a trigger than a glimmer. So it's up to you to see your glimmer. It's up to you to know what you need to learn from your trigger. And often on the other side of that is a glimmer, because out of darkness comes light. And your glimmer is going to be where you can have your gratitude for your growth, for your change, for anything that you're doing. What triggers you is fine if it still does, but you've recognized it. How you received it, what you did with it, how you continue after it, that's the glimmer. So that's how I've been in the last couple of days, really. And things are being dropped back in. It feels like a bit of a test, of course, but it's not a test, it's a lesson. There's no right or wrong. Remember that. It's not, we're not put to a test. It's no right or wrong. What you do with it is what is right or wrong for you, what you feel. That you must remember. So if you feel really good making a decision, then know that that feeling is important and you've made the decision. If you don't feel good doing something, it means that it's not the right decision or it's not the right way to go, and your gut instinct is telling you, your intuition is guiding you. So often we have got to just really be patient with ourselves, but it is about being patient. So vibrant colors let me see. When we think about vibrant colors, often vibrant colors are like, wow, that is so beautiful. Wow, that makes me feel good. Wow, I can really see clearly now. You know, that's vibrancy is a glimmer, you know. And obviously your desires, your deepest desires are things that you know, you hold true to your soul. Your soul holds your deepest desires. And often we bury those and life will happen and we put things on top, and it takes a long time to peel back the onion, so to speak, all those layers, and get to where your deepest desires are. So the more we feel, the more we tap into our emotions, the more we trust and believe in ourselves, our feelings of what it is that is the more we get to our deepest desire. Often we speak words and they don't really align with our deepest desires. And there could be a variety of reasons for that. So when we set a boundary possibly for ourselves of what it is that we would like in our lives now, those boundaries are often can be our deep desire, the start of where we want to be. And if you stick to those boundaries, you are going to get to the back of that. You're going to get to the deepest desire. When we just give up on our boundaries and go, oh, well, never mind, never work like that, so I'll never have it, or I'll never be, or that's just breaking down those boundaries. With boundary of, I would like this, I want this to happen this way. And I'm being challenged with a boundary right now. I'm being challenged very much with that. Because if I give up on my boundary that I set for myself after having gone through all of the healing, all of the things that got me to this point, if I now suddenly go, you know what, I'll just give it another go, I know where that is giving another go going to go. And it's not going to satisfy me because I do know what I want, my deepest desire. And I have to have trust and faith that that is where my soul is leading me to. And I can't overthink it. I can't try and control it. I've just got to allow it. I have to surrender to that moment. So in the rhythm of the universe, in harmony and key, that is in alignment. That's when I know. When that key is given to me, when I unlock that portal, when I go into that next stage, when I go into an alignment with the universe provides. And the universe gives us indications about these things all the time. Sometimes we miss them. But right now I'm very focused on exactly that, and I see those little stepping stones. I see those little nuggets of information that is paving the way. I see the synchronicities and the guidance that is coming and showing me. You're very much right now. And I honor that. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that I'm being guided. I can't turn this next page right now because I actually don't know, other than what I am doing with you right now is what is happening. I can't tell you that tomorrow I am going to feel the same. I can't tell you. What I do know that tomorrow is going to come and I'm going to feel something. And that's really important to understand, the surrender of everything, the letting go of something. I'm not going to change myself now. I don't want to have to go back and redo a cycle just to say, well, I'm stronger and I managed it, because I've done that not once, not twice, like 4 times maybe. And over 3 years, I have, my mind has said, oh, you know, maybe you missed something, maybe try something again. And I'm like, no, I don't want to, but I do it anyway. Beliefs and patterns and programming and whatever it might be, seeing things in a way that I'm not aware at the time of. Now I know differently because I'm in a different place. I'm a different person. So I have no idea why I'm going on and ranting for 10 minutes about that. So I apologize to you. Let's get on with our reading, shall we? And see what our beautiful runes are going to come out with today. Absolutely. Good shuffle. Let's have a little look. What is our rune saying with us today? Please. Oh, there we go. We have our lotus flower. So if you haven't watched my readings before, and you are new to this, lotus flowers seed and flower at the same time. They're one of the only flowers in the world to do so. Now you've seen a lotus flower, right? Beautiful pink, beautiful color, beautiful color. And a lotus flower also seeds and flowers and grows out of a murky water, out of water that's murky, that is not crystal blue and clear or any, it's this darkness, this dirty, this, and it comes out and it seeds and flowers into the most beautiful flower. So it signifies the opportunity of out of the darkness is light, the idea of balance, seeding and flowering at the same time, being in alignment, which is what I talked about a little bit earlier. So that is on our table, no surprise. Okay, now we've also got Naughties, I think that one might be. We've got this one, and we have this one, Thwala. So these have been out with us for a little while now. I'm going to put them like this, like how they should have, that they kind of fell. And we'll have a little look at them and remind ourselves again of what these runes are telling us. No, it's Hagalaz, not the Naughties. Hagalaz. Hagalaz has been out for a long time with us. Absolutely. All right, Hagalaz. Sorry to rename you there. Manaz is first. Manaz. So it's a humankind rune. It's about the self. Okay, so it's your inner work, your inner self. In particular emphasis on one's inner being. It can be a relationship between your inner self and your perceived place in the outer world. And that was, I said, you know, the judgment, that type of thing, the worry. You know, sometimes we've just, you know, it's really difficult at times. This is what I'm being presented with at this time, is about judgment. And it'll be the closest to you, because that is where you've got to pay attention to how you respond or react to that. It may be about you are listening to intuition rather than your ego. If you are feeling at odds with the attitudes and expectations of society, it's about self-awareness, checking yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually as you choose how to respond to your circumstances. And this morning, this is the card that came out. Okay, in our intuitive whispers, your mind, your body, and your soul. So it's about that holistic approach to you in your entirety. Additional meanings, it is about the connection of the theme of humanity. So it's about human intelligence. Creativity can be this rune as well. So it's about increased mental agility, improve memory, promote harmonious relationships. All right. right. And Othala is our tradition, inheritance, ancestral. It's about the idea that we all carry traits and beliefs and habits and influences from our family of origin. And that's what I said to you. It's about changing behaviors and patterns and beliefs. And when we're in these triggers, it's really difficult sometimes. And sometimes we do have to repeat cycles until we actually recognize how we're changing something. And cycles sometimes do have to repeat for the change. So, we can't ignore these things. But it's how you then respond or react. And I've had this last night, I've had it yesterday, I had it the day before, and I'm really trying to be aware of those moments that are being presented to me. It's about maintaining a status quo as well, and also grow up to your own authenticity in the physical, emotional, spiritual levels. It's about, advising you to avoid rocking the boat by breaking major family or cultural taboos. So depending on the reading, of course, it could be assistance from friends or older people that you might need, but it is about cultivating of your garden, a skill, area of study. It's in some instances could be related to one or more of your past life. So when you're in this very significant sort of change and transformation, like I said, that deep desire can be layers deep that it's coming up, it's going to be arriving. I've just had a confirmation burp. So yes, it's important. Clarity about the self, about the bigger picture, and communication with your ancestors as well. And finally, we know that Helgalaz, is interference, transformation, misfortune can sometimes happen. So what happens when something doesn't work out? I had that this weekend. How did you react? How did you respond? What came up? I mean, it was something very basic for us. We went away, and the check-in time was difficult, which we hadn't realized. There was various different circumstances, and you know what, instead of allowing it to upset me, I remained calm, and I thought, actually, I'm not going to let you ruin this for us. We got to where we needed to be anyway. It was a bit later than we wanted, but we got there, and that's important. And that was what we recognized. And so sometimes we do have those sort of things that are going to come up. They might not be too much of a crisis, but it happens. So it also is about avoid unhealthy desire that could lead to destructive behavior. So I should have yesterday kept quiet with a conversation and just gone, yep, absolutely. But I questioned it, and then it delivered more than it should have, and upset me terribly. It triggered me awfully. And if I hadn't questioned something, if I hadn't put more into it and just gone, yep, absolutely, I wouldn't have been an hour and a half later still so upset. But it took that time for me to work out what I could do. And okay, I didn't do that. Great if I had, but I didn't. So here I'm sitting with what lesson? What am I learning from this? You see? So that is important to recognize. All right, so it activates magical workings focused on attraction or increase. So the beautiful runes on our table right now. So thank you very much for that, Spirit. That's lovely, really lovely. Okay, so now we're going to ask our beautiful everyday witch tarot. The witch tarot. I've used this morning as well. So obviously calling to me today for a reason. So let us ask, based on what we've got on our table with our runes, please, if you could, Spirit, guide us with what is happening for us this week, using this beautiful energy that is coming to us. Tomorrow, apparently, there is a meteor shower, so that energy is building big time. And from the meteor shower, we've got also an eclipse, I think, on the 2nd. I think my sister told me. 6 minutes of darkness. That's a big shift. That's a big shift. Okay, we have one card that's come out. Let's see if anything else wants to come out for us. Yes. Okay. Interesting, it's come out the Wheel of Fortune. But it's kind of in reverse, but it's not quite. It's almost like I feel like the wheels are starting to turn. We've also got the Chariot, which is all about movement. So very interesting. The Wheel of Fortune sort of sitting a little bit on its side. And then the Chariot is there. As almost the movement will happen. Okay, the movement will happen. Let's see what that card is over here. The Knight of Wands. Wow. Okay, so the Knight of Wands seems to be our main card that was sitting on top of the runes. And you can see there the Knight of Wands, he's looking at the fire of the dragon energy. And it's, you won't believe me, but I actually lit a dragon's blood. There it is. Dragon's blood incense. And we have a beautiful dragon on this card here. So the Knight of Wands. Now, knights are messengers. Okay, so that is important. So we have our little Wheel of Fortune sitting there. We'll read that. And we have our Chariot. So our 3 cards on the table. Didn't want anything else in a minute. Okay. They're telling me to look underneath. And now we have a star, the star card. So we'll just leave him over here. And we're going to read the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Now we have got 2 major arcanas and we have our wands. And we know that wands are depicting of fire. So there's our dragon with his fire. But it's about passion, will, desires. So that this desire, this deep desire that we got very clearly in our runes today. Very important. So the energy is building. This desire is coming. Definitely beautiful. All right. So our Knight of Wands. Let's read him. Knight of Wands, passion, excitement and adventure await if you are brave enough to move forward despite the risks. So the Knight of Wands is always ready for adventure. He is eager and inquisitive, forceful and brave, cheerful in the face of adversity. He is a great ally to have on your side. On the other hand, there are times when he may be racing into the mouth of a dragon and taking you with him. If the Knight of Wands shows up in your reading, it could be an indication that you have a faithful friend, family member who is dedicated to your cause, or a man who is willing to face the future at your side. Lovely. It could also mean that you are letting passion carry you away without thinking. Not that that is always a bad thing. So things to consider. Most of the time, the Knight of Wands shows up in a reading to represent someone else in your life, a son, or a young and adventurous friend or lover. If so, his presence is probably a good thing as long as you're not being swept along willy-nilly with his passion. Sometimes the Knight is an indication that it's time for you to take action. No more planning or thinking things through. Just move forward in the direction you know you want to go. But be aware that there may be dragons at the end of your journey. All right. Wheel of Fortune. And the Chariot. 10. Completion, the Wheel of Fortune. All right. With change comes opportunity. What will you choose? So a witch in a pointy hat stands with the next to a prize wheel, one hand poised to spin it. All she has to do is decide which one she wants and go for it. So the same with the Knight of Wands is this sort of message of deciding in what, just move forward in the direction you know you want to go. It's time for you to take action. So the Wheel of Fortune, remember I said to you, it kind of felt like it was, didn't want to be reversed, but it wasn't upright. So it was sort of sticking at an angle. And it's almost like it kind of wants a good spin. It wants to make a change. The Wheel of Fortune shows us that change is coming. Life is almost easier when it is difficult and the possibilities are limited. So perhaps we'll get to choose, perhaps fate will choose for us. Either way, that wheel is spinning and nobody knows what will happen next. And it's funny how I said there was the eclipse and it was 6 minutes of darkness. It's almost like Spirit wants us to know there is something hiding. Something you're not going to see coming in that spin of that wheel, you know. It says here, heads up, pay attention. Are there opportunities in front of you that you aren't paying attention to? If so, you'd better grab one before it spins out of reach. Wrestling with a difficult choice. This card won't help you make the decision, but it does remind you that fortune favors the bold. If you don't choose, the universe will probably choose for you. Spirit have just reminded me. I often watch my beautiful White Feather Tarot reading. She does the pick of cards. And sometimes I'll look and I'll think, oh, that's the one. That's what's called. But I'll let Spirit choose. And other times I'll just go, Spirit can choose. Thank you. Based on what the title is of the reading. Spirit, what you can choose for me. And they never guide me wrong, okay? Obviously, it resonates with me. But they just reminded me that you, Debbie, you always ask us to pick. I was like, oh, yeah. Anyway, sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is simply a warning that something unexpected is coming. What did I say? That doesn't mean something bad necessarily, but it is always good to be prepared, isn't it? Oh, I've got chills. Because look at her on her chariot. This way or that way. This way or that way. The Chariot, number 7. Crazy. Crazy. It doesn't matter which direction you pick, as long as you pick one and get moving. Right. So we have the beginning of the week. What is happening? All this energy. This morning in my reading on my TikTok, I said, go with the energy, use the energy, flow with the energy. And it's funny how I'm really being called to pick up my angel intuitive cards, because this is so much energy of color. It's important for us with our direction right now. It's beautiful. There is something. Be aware not to be running into the face of the fire. Okay, and I'll give you another example. This is the card that came out in our vibrations this morning. So the energy is still here. Let your inner fire warm you, but not burn you. So I'm going to share that with you guys. This is, look how it's illuminating here. Look at this. That portal is almost like a cycle, a circle. I've been talking about cycles, haven't I? So it's really strong for us at the minute. Let's read this. The Chariot is about forward movement, but more than that, it's about staying in control as you move forward, steering your own course towards your destiny. Life may be pulling you in different directions, but you get to choose. Sometimes you even get to say both or everything, but only if making that choice doesn't cause you to veer off your path and into a ditch. And that's what I said I feel like at the minute. I know if I go down that road, my boundary is set. I have to stick my course. Because if I just veer off, it might be lovely for a moment until it's not. Because it's not meant to be. It's a lesson. It's to show I have that strength of my power, my conviction, my boundary, my worth as a person. And that's what I've been triggered with yesterday, the day before. It's me as a person. How am I changing things? I love to share that with you. I'm sorry if it doesn't make any sense to you if you're watching. If it does, I am so blessed that it does. It can be difficult to choose a path, especially if both look inviting. Ask yourself what it is you truly desire. And, oh, I just got chills. And how hard are you willing to work to get it? So do I want to follow my path with Spirit? Do I trust in what Spirit is going to be giving me? Even though it might be 6 minutes of darkness, do I trust on the other side of that, the light that will come? Do you know? And I've got to do that. I have got to do that. But You guys must make your decision. This is for me as well. And this is how I'm just sharing with you. And if you feel like you understand that, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you're going to do. The star card was on the bottom and they told me to pull it out for you. So we are the light of the stars. And in our beautiful spell today, it says here very clearly, with the stars as my witness and the moon to oversee, my dream life unfolds by my decree. So we're talking stars. The cosmos is also within us. We are made of star stuff. All right. So there's a guiding light in the dark, hope and tranquility, peace amid chaos. This star, she will help lead you to a place of balance that will cleanse your spirit. So we have got the lotus flower on the table. As I said, this balance. Twos. You might be seeing a lot of twos. I am. If you are fortunate, perhaps she'll grant you a wish, because the stars have long been a sight that lifts our heart. Is there anything more beautiful than that bright spot of light in a dark sky? The star is one of those rare cards that has no negative interpretation. If she shows up in your reading, accept her gifts with gratitude and appreciation. Beautiful. Beautiful. And underneath it was the Empress. Oh my gosh. And underneath that was the Emperor. So there is a lot balance. Divine feminine, divine masculine. Balance. And we have our stars. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Very blessed. The star brings with it balance and hope and a reminder that we all have a spark of the divine within us. I'm going to leave him here on the table. As Carl Sagan said, we are all made of star stuff. So while the star promises that we'll find what we seek, it also reminds us to look within as well as without for the answers, and to let our light shine out into the world to illuminate the path of others. That is fantastic. All right, so my dears, let's have a little look at my new cards here and see what other message we are going to find. This way or that way. What is it? Please, Spirit, as guidance for myself and this wonderful collective. Gosh, we have got a lot of cards that have just suddenly fallen on this table. All right, so I'm hearing it might resonate with some, maybe not for others, but if you have got this far, perhaps there'll be something here in these messages. We've got 6 cards. Okay, so there's a caution. Find out more information and don't overwork yourself. And I did say, didn't I, the idea of, don't overthink things. I feel like when you look at this card, don't overthink. Just choose a direction. That's what Spirit's saying. Don't overthink. All right. If you need time, there is time to do so. Find out your information. Don't overthink. All right. Don't assume something. Don't overthink something. Find your information that might help you move forward, I'm hearing. And then I'm looking at the moving card. So something definitely is moving. It's a change of residence or moving in with your partner. There's a little love heart above the chimney of this card. So there could be love on the horizon for someone. The Divine Empress and the Empress and the Emperor cards together could be a divine connection that is coming about. Okay, a love connection. It can happen. Definitely. So our beautiful moving. But something is moving, and I do like the idea of saying to you the love side of things in your life. I have my own house. I love my home. And when you are really blessed to be in a beautiful home and you feel so comfortable with yourself and the love that you have in your home, that's what it could be that you're moving to. So it could be that it's time for that move as well for you. Intimacy, sexual chemistry, reminiscing. Okay, so, when we think about finding out more information, don't overthink things. Maybe it is about something to do with a love pairing. a love match that you might be meeting. Maybe you need to make a decision about that intimacy. Just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. Patience. Remember I said that. Patience is very important in our journey. Especially with this energy that's building now. You know, ground yourself. Make sure you stay with the patience. All right? Don't overthink something. Have patience for it to unfold. All right? Choose your way. Go forward and have patience that whatever's meant to be for you will be for you. All right. Honeymoon phase. Attending someone's wedding, which is exactly what I did this weekend. But I'll share this with you. I didn't meet anyone. I didn't have any sexual chemistry or reminiscing with anybody. But anyway, maybe some of you did. Honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding. So it could just be that you are traveling to meet somebody that you love, that you think you love, that you really want to get more involved with. Maybe that first sort of stage of maybe getting together, and it'll bring about this wonderful intimacy. Perhaps there's a little caution in terms of the information. Okay, maybe a little caution of don't overthink it. You know, we only get maybe one chance in our lives to find the person. But interestingly enough, I'm hearing, yeah, if you don't take that, Spirit will. They'll give you the nudge. Trust. Which way do you want to go? How do you want this to look? I know. I don't want to try and figure this. I'm staying with what I have asked for. And I know Spirit will deliver that when it's time. And that's what I want. Okay. Who knows? It could be an air sign, a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. Or you could be. And if that's the case, then maybe this is why it's here, to just give you a little bit more in terms of your reading. And maybe this is really resonating with you. Let me know. Let me know. I hope it is. I really do. Certainly helping me. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful. What I like about this card as well is I'm being drawn to is the yin and yang look. Okay, and the two hands balancing, balance. So something you're aligning to, I'm hearing, very much is just have patience, but it's not about just not doing anything, okay? It's about making the decision. Whatever happens, in whatever decision you make, it is on your path. It is going to be for you if it's meant to be for you. So, I love that. I do love that. Fortune favors the brave. Be brave in your decision. Be brave in what you've decided. Okay, you don't need to run into the mouth of that dragon, into the fire. Right? You can be cautious. All right, you can decide, you know what, I'll leave it to the divine because that's what I trust. I'll have patience. I've asked for, I know what I desire. I know in my heart what I want, and that is what I will ask for. And that is what will come for me. Same card as this morning, illumination. Look at those. Beautiful illumination for you. Something is going to come to the fore. It'll be illuminated. Your path will be illuminated. Your guidance will be illuminated. Levity. Levity. What does that mean? Ascension. Levity. You're going to be a higher than. You're going to see things from a higher perspective. It often is about intuition and levity. Higher than. That is beautiful. I'm just loving these beautiful cards. Oh my God. I was just going to say crystals. And there's the card. The crystal card. Wow. Wow. That is a beautiful card. So if you've got crystals, I've got my crystal. Okay. That is what is really drawing in this energy. Crystal clear, I'm hearing. Crystal clear. It'll become crystal clear. That is gorgeous. That is amazing. Okay, well, I think that's a beautiful reading. I think that's going to resonate with whomever is watching this, because it certainly has helped me in many, many ways. So my friend, keep your balance, ground yourself, have patience. Okay, intimacy, a honeymoon, a love. Knight of Wands talked about bringing in a message, bringing in some sort of love. You don't need to run into the fire. Okay, you don't need to be drawn into something if you don't feel like it's right for you. Make your choice. Decide. Stick to what it is that you want to do. Okay, it's not about being stubborn. It's about trusting and believing in yourself, in your feelings. I talked about this for 10 minutes today. It is what it is. Balance, yin and yang, darkness to light, crystal clear it will be. Levity, higher than, illumination, bright. Out of this darkness, 6 minutes of darkness, I said, didn't I? And then, poof, there it is. There it is in front of you. Very clear. You will know when the time is right. That wheel is turning. It will spin. It will stop. It will bring you to where you need to be. No more confusion. I'm hearing no more confusion. So trust in that. I hope that helped for you. Thank you for joining me, my words of wisdom, and I'll see you again soon.